Breaking tonight, new insight into dark new claims from ISIS that they originally planned to down a passenger plane belonging to a Western nation, but instead set their sights on Russia. Just 24 hours after Russia announced indeed a bomb destroyed their passenger plane over Egypt last month, ISIS is now bragging about the alleged weapon they used and claiming that they could have taken down any plane they wanted. House Homeland Security Chairman Michael McCaul is here, but we begin with our chief intelligence correspondent, Catherine Herridge, live in Washington. Catherine?
Megyn, this is the new edition of the Islamic State online magazine, and I want to draw your attention to three key points. First, it claims responsibility for the downing of the Russian Metrojet on October 31st in Sinai, Egypt. The propaganda magazine states that the original target was a jet from one of the nations bombing ISIS as part of the U.S.-led coalition. But the plot was modified at the last minute when Moscow got involved and launched its own airstrikes. The ISIS magazine reads in part, quote, after having discovered a way to compromise the security at the Sharm el-Sheikh International Airport, the target was changed to a Russian plane. A bomb was smuggled onto the airplane, leading to the deaths of 219 Russians. Second, ISIS says this is the bomb that was planted on board. Fox News asked outside experts to assess the viability of the device, including explosives experts and former special operations. And they all came back skeptical, noting there is no timer, no visible circuit board, and it was hard to imagine how 2 pounds of explosives, what the Russians say brought down the jet, could be crammed into a soda can. Based on our reporting, the bomb was placed near the jet's fuel line where it connects with the engine for maximum impact. Third, the online magazine makes no direct reference to the female suicide bomber in St. Denis last night. We don't know why, but it suggests that this cell was separate and distinct from Friday's operations, what experts call a highly compartmentalized plot, meaning none of the cells knew exactly what the others were doing. So if the police arrested one cell, they couldn't derail the entire operation. And late today, Telegram, an encrypted messaging app, confirming they have blocked 78 ISIS-related accounts. Fox News is told there are indications Telegram was used by accounts associated with the attackers. Megyn.
Catherine Herridge, thank you.
You're welcome.
Joining us now, Congressman Michael McCaul, chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee. Mr. Chairman, thank you for being with us tonight. And
Thank
I know
you,
that today you said if this is not a war, then I don't know what is. Why? Why did you say it that way?
We are at war. They're at war with us. The president of France declared, said it was an act of war. What happened in Paris. We don't want to see what happened in Paris, on the streets of Paris, happen in the United States. And again, this Russian airliner could have been an American airliner pointed at the United States as well. Look, they have raised their level of sophistication now, a new chapter in ISIS terrorism. We expected some of this from Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda has failed really since 9/11. Now, just recently, we see ISIS capable of bringing down airlines and pulling off the Paris attack, which was very sophisticated.
They're growing. They're growing. Here's my question to you. We watched that testimony by Director Comey before Congress a couple of months ago, the FBI, saying, I don't have the resources. It's a matter of time. I can't stop them all. And we just heard about the number of ISIS connected people who have been arrested or identified. And we were told earlier this week that we only have the capability of tracking about 60 to 70 of them on a 24/7 basis. So we're not nearly there. What's being done about that? What's being done to better fund the FBI?
Well, I think the FBI does need more funding. The FBI has stopped so many bad things from happening. They have arrested 70 ISIS followers over the last year. That's more than one per week. And 900 investigations in all 50 states. It's the case you don't know about, like Chattanooga, that can fall through the cracks. And I'll say this about Paris. It went virtually undetected. And the reason why is that the terrorists are very sophisticated in their communications now, in communicating what we call dark space. So even if we have a court order or a wiretap, we cannot see these communications coming from Raqqa into the United States or from Raqqa into Belgium or Paris, which is why they were able to pull off a very coordinated attack without any detection at all.
Obviously, one of the many things we're looking into. Tonight, the White House has issued a veto threat on a so-called pause bill that you are behind, suggesting we should just pause the influx of these Syrian refugees while we figure out where we stand. The White House says no. They're going to veto it, saying it imposes unnecessary and impractical requirements. Your thoughts?
Look, I don't think I'll be playing Russian roulette with the national security. The Syrian refugee program can be infiltrated and abused like we saw with one of the Paris attackers. ISIS has said they want to infiltrate the West through this program. My bill temporarily suspends the program until we can get assurances from the FBI that we can do full background checks and vetting. That's not my words. The FBI director told me and Homeland Security that they can't properly vet these individuals coming into the United States.
And
yet
they're
the president wants
already
to bring in
overwhelmed.
10,000.
They're already overwhelmed, which goes back to my second question to you. I'm short on time, but is there a quick answer on where is the additional funding for the FBI? Where are the additional agents?
Well, we do have a spending bill coming up in December, and we ought to be looking at that to help them in these efforts. But I can tell you the Syrian refugee program, this bill will temporarily suspend it until we can get better assurances.
I got it on the refugees, but you know what? I have to tell you what I hear is the FBI, they're not getting anything. That's how it sounds.
Megyn, you're a former federal prosecutor like me, and I fully support it.
Wow. Mr. Chairman, thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you, Megyn.